All right, so welcome everybody. This is How to Power Up for Rockin' Sales Energetically. I am Bambi Thompson, and I call myself a brain coach. I'm an occupational therapist who used to work in the schools with kids with learning challenges, and I've studied holistic healing since I was 18 years old, and I was born wired to worry, and my specialty is anxiety transformation. And I healed myself from debilitating panic disorder by the power of my mind. And so what I do now is I teach people these skills. And the reason I'm talking sales is because I've been a multiple entrepreneur all of my life. And when I went and got a coach for being a business person, I got a very significant amount of just feedback from entrepreneurs that it was really, really hard for them to, follow the, hang on one second, to follow the, oops, hang on one second. There we go. I had to get that troll out of the room. He was distracting. That's a troll is somebody who wants to distract your teaching. So I was clicking him out of the room. Anyway, so I understood that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with anxiety or fear, right? I mean, whenever you're up leveling your life, fear is part of that thing. And one of the biggest triggers for fear is the whole sales call process. Like, none of us like to feel cheesy and salesy. None of us like to ask for something in return. It's really hard. Me as an energy healer, it is very hard for me it's not anymore. It was very hard for me to ask for, somebody to actually reimburse me for what I was doing. I've gotten over that. So my approach to empowerment, I'm like a success coach really, is I use neuroscience and energy healing and the law of attraction and success strategies to cultivate a very big energy field, and then have you learn how to laser focus it and work with the law of attraction to kind of grease the wheels on your success. So one of the things I teach when I'm talking about sales with people is that people don't buy our words. They don't buy our product. They don't buy our glitzy clothes and our glamorous jewelry. They buy our energy. They buy us, right? They want to be close to us. People who are very charismatic, very comfortable, make you feel, what do they always say? They talk about the know, like, and trust. People have to have a know, like, and trust to invest in you. The way to create that know, like, and trust feeling, sensation in someone is to have that ability to energetically connect to someone. So the way I talk about it is, we have an energy field around us. And if the core of you is insecure and not confident, that energy field is going to be resonating with that. And you can really be compelling and really have a great sales pitch, but somebody's going to go, oh, no, I'm not going to engage with this person because there's something off. I feel wonky and weird inside when this person talks to me, even though they look really, really confident. I have a problem with this because as an intuitive, I see right through people and I get right to the heart of the matter. And if someone comes in and they're really, really confident and they're really, they've got the big business and all that mojo, but inside they're insecure, I feel that. I resonate with it, and it really throws me off, and I feel icky and weird. It's like, God, I can't handle being around this person because on the outside they're presenting something, but what they're energetically presenting is out of sync with what I'm seeing. And we all know this, right? You guys have had that experience. So, one of the things is to align yourself with your confidence. So what I train my clients to do is to imagine that you have this dream team. And you guys can go through this if you want. So right now, just kind of close your eyes or just be in the presence of seeing in front of you this team of people. They can be dead, they can be alive, they can be real, they can be imaginary. I often have, Jesus, Buddha, the Dalai Lama, like all the masters, right? But I've also got my coaches there, and I've also got some friends, and I've got my husband because he's just a Zen, awesome dude. And I've got all these people. And so what I teach my clients to do is to press 2 fingers on the right thigh to embed righty tighty. You know the phrase righty tighty, lefty loosey? So left spinning energy is catabolic breakdown energy or pulling out energy. Right spinning energy is anabolic. It's building, like EFT. I've had anxiety attacks. Yeah. Yes, the anxiety attack thing, EFT is a great thing for that. But this is going to help you too. So pressing on your right thigh, see this team in front of you, and you're asking them for, the confidence, the peace, the love, the compassion, that thing that makes an energy field, that makes someone being attracted to us. If we're resonating with insecurity and, I don't want to seem, I'm afraid they're going to be, think of me as greedy. I'm afraid that they're going to reject me. If we have those beliefs and those frequencies going in our energy field, that is what they're going to feel. So closing your eyes, seeing that dream team in front of you who has the capacity to give you whatever it is that you need, confidence, inner peace, really being in service. If you come to sales calls from the point of reference of I am in service to you, I love you, I want to help you, I have an amazing product that I know that it can help, I have an amazing program that I know can help, whatever it is, I know that being financially secure and free and confident is going to help you, right? So dial in the love of being in service. This is an amazing energy field. And I really work with, Pastor Keith. Yes, I swear a lot, but I really work with the presence of God. I am just a channel, a conduit for that love. And he's okay with me seeing shit and fuck once in a while. So, he's given me these gifts. So the thing is that if I lead with love and I go into picking up the phone with the awareness of people are calling for me from the law of attraction perspective, if that person jumped on my mental radar screen, they have been asking for the service that I have given. They have been asking for the product. Mycroft, they have been praying for support around financial, knowledge and information. So being in that place, you're pressing on your right thigh with 2 fingers. You always want to press in the same place because you want to anchor it into your body. You just kind of breathe in and you ask the stream team in front of you to give you everything that you need to be a compassionate, loving giver in service for your sales, for your business. And you push 2 fingers into that right thigh, and you feel the energy. I see waves of energy coming from the stream team into my body, and I open my energy field and I receive these attributes. It might be that one person is really, really confident at taking steps and big actions. It might be that one person is very loving, and it might be that one person is super articulate. Whatever it is, you're bringing it in, you're dialing it in, and you're anchoring it. This is an NLP technique, NeuroLinguistic Programming. You're anchoring it into your body with that 2-finger thigh press into your right thigh. Right is bringing energy in. Okay, so then you can open your eyes and just be present here. So when you practice with this, what you want to do is before you have to have a meeting with someone or before you have your sales call or whatever, take the time to pregame. We pregame when we go to a football game, we have a drink, we do whatever we do, right, to get in the mood. You got to pregame your sales, people. You got to energetically pregame it. So what I always do is I sit down and I just, I connect, me, I'm a God person. I connect into God, connect into whatever that bigger, higher consciousness is that supports you. And then press 2 fingers into your thigh and activate the energy. I talk about the energy of success, right? So this is activating the energy of success, pressing 2 fingers into your thigh and literally feel the energy in your body of that compassion, that love, that magnetic energy that is going to make you irresistible. We want to be irresistible when we have our sales conversations. And a sales conversation is selling yourself to somebody that, you know, you think is hot and sexy and you want to have in your life as a partner, right? Sales is every moment of our life where we're trying to, you know, shift someone's paradigm. We're trying to move them into a new state of consciousness. We're trying to help them up-level their life. You know, Pastor Keith, we're trying to increase their spirituality. This is all sales, right? It's conveying a concept and an idea and offering it to someone and hoping that they're going to bite. It's casting the line out to the water and hoping a fish is going to bite it and get on.
Selling your branding.
Yeah, it's whatever it is, it's sales. But you want to energetically be in a place of love, because when you are confident and powerful, but inside you're insecure, it's going to glitch the frequency, and that frequency is going to be felt in that other person's body, and there's going to be a subconscious trigger that says, no, danger, danger, walk away. This feels weird. This is out of integrity. This person's out of integrity. You've got to be fully in energetic integrity. So does that all make sense so far with what I got going on?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay. Any questions before I move further? Okay, you're all good. All right, so now when you're having, I'm a coach, obviously, so when I'm having a conversation, it's about getting someone to engage with me for my services, whether it's to buy one of my programs, one of my products, or coaching with me. So the first thing that we do, and this is true, and you guys can relate this to all of your businesses, the first thing that you have to do is have them connect into the dream, the why. Why would they want your services, right? So asking them, what's your big vision? You know, for you, Mycroft, it's like, you know, what in your ideal life, what would it look like for you to, you know, have financial freedom or whatever? You know, have them paint that picture, right? And then the next step is, obviously they're not there, they're coming to us, they're seeking. So the next step is have them paint the dream and then go into what is your biggest challenge? Why isn't this already in your life? Okay. And have them articulate and say to you, what is it that's going on that is preventing you from having it? Maybe it's, well, I just really don't have the confidence myself to make an investment. Or, Pastor Keith, what is it that you're, quote, trying to convince someone to do? Is it to be more spiritually active?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm in the full-time ministry, so I pastor a church, and you know, today in today's world, the message has never changed, but the way you present the message has.
Definitely.
So you know, if you want to reach, especially the younger generation, then there's things you have to do differently, and you know, and I use this word
branding. Froze up. You use the word branding?
Something happened there.
Yeah. You're fritzing out. Oh, all right. He's going to try again. Anyway. All right. So I will continue on with that. Hang on. Let me let him back in. See if he can continue that. Oh, no. He's having challenges. All right. So get them to articulate the goal, and then get them to, you know, articulate really clearly and get in touch with what is stopping you, you know, what is slowing you down. And then we got to activate why now. You know, why is it important for you right now to make this change? What is going to happen if you don't get your act together with, you know, your finances? What is going to happen for you if you don't get your anxiety dialed in and get some tools to be able to do that? Where are you going to be 3 months from now? Have them say it. Where are you going to be 5 years from now if you don't take action, right? And what would it mean for you to be able to not have those circumstances in your life 5 years from now. Get them engaged emotionally. We know that sales is emotions, right? It's not a logical thing here. We make a decision on sales based on, what's going on in our heart. And then once we have them articulate all those things, by then they're going like, holy shit, I got a problem. I really need to take action because, this is going to be a bad scenario if I don't deal with it. Then, ask them, so, how willing are you? How ready are you to really get engaged and make a change in your life? Oh, I'm really, really ready, right? It's like, okay, so awesome. So would you like to hear, and I always ask permission, would you like to hear what I perceive a solution for you from my business and my paradigm is? And they'll say, oh yeah, of course, So then I go into the pitch, which is I talk about my product or my program. And I say, based on what you're saying, and then I reiterate, which is that your dream is blah, 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 blah. And that if you don't do blah, 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 blah. So I articulate that I've heard what you're saying. I've got you there. And I have a program, Stress Busting Resiliency or the Money Mojo Mastery or whatever it is that I think is going to help you in the following ways. All right. So then I take them to that. And then, I say, how does that sound for you? And I wait. This is where silence is golden. And you just let them think about it. And, obviously if somebody's private coaching with someone, there's a price point that might be a little bit surprising to somebody, right? And I just sit in silence and I let them articulate. And they might say, well, that's really, that's too expensive or whatever. And I'll still kind of sit in silence to see if they're thinking, and then they're going to say something else like, but I think I want to go talk to my husband about it, right? If I jumped in and immediately said, well, because I want to keep them on the line, right? Which is what we want to do. We don't want to lose them. If I jumped in instantly and I said, well, I can, we can pull back a little bit. I sort of give them the space to take it in and be surprised or not surprised, and then kind of process. Then if it's really clear, there's no way I can swing that. Then I say, totally get that. All right. So now you know what to budget for, right? Let's put that on your wish list. I can dial it back. Can you go blah, blah, blah. This is my such and such program. I always have a downsell that makes it, I can work people from my highest coaching down to my lowest, $15 healing meditation CD. Okay. So I'll work it. Now, if they get into the whole thing of I just really can't do it right now, then I take them back to the dream. I go back again. This is a figure 8. So it's dream. Why are you not doing it? What's your life going to look like if you don't do it now? Here's my solution. What would, do you want to do it? No, objections come up. Then you take them back up. This is a figure 8. You take them back up to the dream and you start again and you say, okay, so what I'm hearing you saying is that you really, really want to dial it in. What are you going to do today to make that change? Well, I don't really know. And so you bring them back into, well, what I'm hearing you say is, and you just start walking around again. And you're saying, you're articulating that, 3 months from now, if you don't make a change, you're going to be blah, 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 right? You're always bringing them back into that emotional place. With this process, I can always get someone to purchase something. Now, if they can't, not everybody is as articulate and good at this as I am. That's going to give you a framework to begin to work with. But let me tell you this. If they absolutely can't do it, but they want you, say that. It's like, okay, so what I'm hearing is that you definitely want to work with me at some point. And right now you can't do it. So here's a suggestion. Let's do this. It's really important as a coach for me to support you in changing your energetics around your desires and your goals. Working with the law of attraction, if you say and walk away from this conversation and say, I don't have the money for it, I can't do it, then you're telling the law of attraction, give me more of, I don't have the money for this, I can't do it. Right? You're throwing out a huge broadcast frequency. We're radio towers. Every belief we have is throwing out. So let me in this moment give you the gift of shifting that for you. So how about we do this? You want to, what is it in your dream world? What is the thing that you would like to purchase from me? Oh, it's your coaching program. Okay. So you know what that costs. You know what that looks like. So let's do this. How about, because I am super busy and my coaching spaces, I've only got X number of coaching spaces, they fill up. Let's put a name on one of those seats for you. Let's put down a $200 deposit, and you're telling the universe, I am going to do this. Fuck that scarcity stuff. I am going to do this. I've got myself a coach, because as soon as you pay me $200, you've got a coach. I'm your coach. Maybe I'm not active in your life right now, but you have a coach. I'm on your team. Then we're going to set a date. How long do you think it would take for you to come up with that first payment? Because that's all you got to do is come up with the first payment. And that's the other thing. People get into the overwhelm of, oh my God, I can't possibly do that. It's like, all you got to do is figure out payment 1. Then you start over the, oh my God, and you got to figure out payment 2. Now, if you get payment 1 and you get me on your team as a coach, I'm going to teach you, because of my background, how to get your brain, your energy, and blah, blah, blah aligned. You're going to start manifesting like a mofo, and you're going to be rocking the money. Don't worry about it. Let's just get that first payment down. Not everybody can say that, because that's not what your gifts are that you offer. But by making a commitment to that purchase, there is a magical thing that happens in their energy field. There is a shift that happens. It means that they've engaged you. They know that they're on the track. They have made a decision taking them towards their dream and their goal. It feels freaking awesome. So then encouraging them to say, all right, so what do you think? Can you do it in a month? Not quite. Okay, can you do it in 2 months? Yeah, I think I can pull it together in 2 months. Awesome. All right, let's set the date right now that we're going to engage. Your first coaching session is going to be thus and so. I've got to pull back. Actually, let's set the date that's when your payment's going to be made, and that can be your first coaching date or whatever. But then I help them and I say, all right, so now you've taken the plunge. I'm your coach, okay? So let me help you out. What are ways? Let's brainstorm some ways that you can come up with the money to do this. What do you think? And so it's kind of like, okay, they start brainstorming. I start brainstorming with them. And I said, now here's a tip. You've got to start telling the universe and your body and your energy field and your cells that you are a magnet for money, and this is cake. This is easy. You got this thing, as my friend Tam always says to me. You got this. I love you, Tam, when you tell me that when I'm down in the dumps. You got this. Okay? So then start playing the game of I'm a magnet for money. Now, here's a great thing. Yeah. So the thing is that if they start walking around saying, I'm a magnet for money, I'm a magnet for money, Bambi is my coach, I'm a magnet for money, I'm so happy and grateful that I have invested in this coaching program, there is something that's going to happen that's magical for them. And then they can, start to see. And what I say is there's a very cool little thing. This helps you as a salesperson. This helps them as a person who's trying to get the wherewithal to come in, to your program, is use a calendar and every day write down all the serendipitous forms that money comes into your life. All right. And when we feel magnetic for money, then we also feel magnetic for clients. And when we feel magnetic for clients, we start sales rolling into our lives. So you gotta dial in all kinds of things. So one of the things to do is to every day write down all the ways that money comes into your life. Now, money comes into your life in ways that are unexpected. It's, if you wanted a book and somebody gave you that book, or you went to a yard sale and that book was there, write that down, because that's money in your bank account that you didn't have to spend, but you got something. That's the way the universe gives us money. It's not always dollars and bills, okay? So write it down. If somebody, if you go to a store and there's a 2-for-1, write down the value of the second one, okay? That's money that the universe gave you. If you, go somewhere and somebody takes you out and says, oh, I'm going to pay the bill today. It's like, awesome. That's money in your bank account. That's money that the universe has given you. That is showing you it's working. You are a magnet for money. If you don't acknowledge it and start looking for it, then, you know, why does the universe want to give it to you? If you're ignoring what I'm doing for you, I'm not going to give you presents anymore. Like, think about how you are with a friend, right? If you give them a present and they don't acknowledge it in any way, it's kind of like, well, gosh, okay, well, all right, I'm going to move on to the next person who, you know, sends you a card and says, thank you. So you want to say, thank you, this is working. So I give them a nugget of coaching, because once they have a conversation like that with me, they're like, shit, man, that woman's talking cool shit. I need to be working with her, right? So always lead with love, pregame your energy field, push that right thigh, pull in whatever attributes you don't have. You know, you got to be a new you to take your business to the next level. You got to be a new you to get to that next point in your life, whatever it is, whether it's attracting a love partner, whether it's attracting a wealth partner, whether it's attracting more health, whatever it is, dial it in, pregame it, and then go into engaging their emotions through activating their dream. Why is the dream not happening? What's going to happen if you don't take action? Here's my solution. How do you want to proceed? You know, it's like, okay, if they're like, yeah, I want it. I'm like, great. How do you want to run the, you know, the card? And then it's then that they might go, oh, wait, well, I gotta, you know, whatever, right? Then you take them back. Well, but you just told me that you were really wanting to have the income to go travel twice a year with your family, you know? So what are you going to do to make that happen today? Right? So just getting them back into emotion. Emotion is what buys. All right. So that's how you power up for rockin' sales energetically. And you give them a little bit of a nugget of how to be prosperous so that you can get what you need to do. And if they don't have the money right then try to get them to engage you for the future with a down payment, because that's going to energetically shift them to be able to legitimately and truthfully say, I now have a coach. Granted, I'm not starting for 2 months, but I now have a coach. Total gift to them. And to just, you know, okay. And if they can't even do that 200, then what I will say to them is, and you all have to translate this into your own paradigm and your own business. I will say to them, okay, so let's do this. Let's set, and I always, every phone call, people in your business, every phone call should have the next touch point scheduled in your calendar. Don't let them go off. Once they go off, you've lost them, right? They're in the fish. They're in the sea of fish swimming around. Always book the next conversation. It can take up to 7 points of contact before somebody buys from you. So it might be that, all right, so let's do this. How about I support you energetically from a distance, and I really see you, visualize you being prosperous and having the money for me. Then what I would like you to do is let's book a conversation a month from now and check in and see where you're at. Okay, you willing to do that? Okay, yeah. Okay, so when would you like to meet? How about, you know, you go into your calendar, you put them in your freaking calendar, okay? You don't want to lose that fish. And then you drip them some shit over that month to keep you top of mind. Like, wow, she's always sending me great stuff. Mycroft is always sending me a little tip about finances that's really helpful, right? You got to keep them engaged. You got to hold the sale or hold the fish on the line by giving, right? There's a lot of giving going on out there right now. There's a, you know, you sign up for webinars, they're giving you unbelievable fucking content for free. It's like, we got to do it too. So just keep them on the line, but you know, you got that calendar booked. If they cancel on you, you immediately reconnect and book it again. And then you say, so how are you doing? You know, and what I'll do is I'll say, all right, let's meet in a month and see if you're ready to go. If you got that either down payment or you got the full payment, you just keep them engaged. And if I know, now here's the tip. If I know why they haven't been able to achieve their dream, they have articulated to me what their weaknesses are. They have articulated to me what the challenges and the blocks are. Then that is the shit that I'm going to give them as my freebies to keep them on the line. I am going to help shift them with little nuggets. Here's an affirmation. I thought of you the other day. Here's an affirmation that's really going to help you shift that blah, blah, blah that you said was the thing that made it so you couldn't realize your dream, right? So that's really, really important, is that you want to always keep them in your stream, talking specifically targeted to what they expressed was their need, what was their challenge. That's how you are an amazing person in service. They get, you truly did hear me. You truly do love me. You truly do want to help me. And I'll tell you what, if they have that, or they go to a webinar and they have somebody talk a really good spiel, who are they going to buy from? They're going to buy from you, right? because you gave them that love. You heard them. You felt them. You addressed and targeted what they were doing. So anyway, that's it. Does anybody have any questions for me? Please ask away. Or feedback, comments. What do you think? What's the biggest takeaway there?
You have really good lighting. I'm looking at my screen and I'm looking at your screen, and you look very bright and very ebullient. And as much as that has everything to do with your personality, it really has a lot to do with that beautiful yellow light that you have shining up under you.
Yes.
And I have this I love white lights for when I'm working.
Yeah.
But for camera, it makes me look positively green.
Yeah.
I feel like green shit this moment.
I love it. That's great. That is, yeah. So it's really true. Lighting is really key. But I will tell you that I am really vibrant, and I look good in any light because it's my energy. It's, I mean, this is really.
All look beautiful.
Yeah. It's, I get that all the time. Your lighting is great here. And I don't like the glare on the glasses. I have to do glasses to read the shit people are saying over there. But, oh, Tam, thank you. Vouching for Bambi. She is the light. Thank you. I love you so much. Yes, lighting is really key when you're doing blabbing. But anyway, thank you for that. Anything else anybody wants to type in? Questions, asking? You got me right now. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up the blab so we can all get in. Oh, Curtis jumping in. Hang on, I got to plug in as Curtis, you come in, I've got to actually plug in my computer because I'm about to die. And I should have done that before. Always be plugged in, people, when you're doing your stuff. Hi, Curtis.
Hey,
how are you? Hang on one second. I'm distracted so I can hear you. Okay, now I'm on. Okay. Hi, how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Did you enjoy that little lesson?
Yeah. Excellent. Awesome. I wish there was a way to record. I'm on Android, and so I'm on Android on my phone in Chrome. All of the experience is great, except even though it shows you a way to type, it's not working properly. Just a little FYI.
This is recorded.
Computer technician, if I've got to jump out to catch another call, but if anybody has any kind of technology questions, please don't hesitate to hit me up.
Good. Put your text.
Since I can't type, let me give you my number, and there's a way, and then maybe you can message it back to everybody, and they can take it. You can call me freely almost any time. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. What is it?
Okay, 713-446-0629. 713-446-0629. And I'm on site anywhere in the Houston, Texas area and the areas that surround Houston.
Okay.
But I can give everybody a lot of assistance, of course, over the phone with advice. I can give you all kinds of support, even remotely over the internet, depending on the situation.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I've bookmarked you, so I'll be looking forward to coming back in.
Good.
I'm going to have to excuse myself and catch that call. Y'all have a great day, everybody.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
That was interesting. I don't know who that is.
Well, actually, he's been following me.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, feel free. I mean, part of blabbing is definitely networking stuff. So yeah, that's what he was doing. He was like putting in the networking thing there.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything? So for you, Mycroft, are you able to twist that into figuring out what?
My number one issue is never been sales. It's never been sales, because I've always approached sales once I actually speak to a person.
Yeah.
If they're even remotely qualified to be a consumer of mine or a client of mine, then they're usually going to jump aboard sooner or later. Okay. My issue has always been initial client attraction, finding clients and developing some sort of generalized segue into them. Okay.
So here's a trick. This is a great manifesting tool. I'm all about manifesting with law of attraction. So imagine yourself as a lighthouse.
Okay.
And the lighthouse has this light that's spinning, right? And every day do a few minutes of visualizing, closing your eyes and seeing the lighthouse just really slowly spinning around, and you're visualizing who is your perfect client. Who is the person that is so freaking fun to work with? That person has money. That person is willing to take risks. That person is willing to invest. They totally get what you're talking about. They're on board. They're like, yep, line me up, right?
Right.
You've probably had a few of those people, correct?
Not as many as I would have liked.
Have you had one so that you could at least bottle and capture that feeling?
Not quite. I've had decent clients over the years, but I haven't had what I would consider my ideal client.
Okay, so the first thing, step one, write down the attributes of that ideal client. What are they willing to do? Then you do that meditation of being a lighthouse, having that light spinning and literally seeing across the world globally, brains firing up, going, God, I really got to get my shit together with my finances. Mm-hmm. I really wish I could find somebody that didn't feel highfalutin and like I could relate to this person.
Right.
And it doesn't matter whether they're in, Thailand or, bumfuck nowhere. It's like that person's brain is starting to go, ooh, it's because your frequency, that light from that lighthouse suddenly floated past them for a second, boink, past their brain. And something fired off in them. And then what you do is you visualize people like zombies, right? Starting to come from all over the world, and their focus is beginning more and more and more and more to come in until they laser on you. And then you see yourself in your office. This is all the visualization that you do. That the lighthouse is a beacon, drawing them in, and you see a red carpet from the door of your office going out to the street, and people are literally lined up, going in both directions with, and now this is what I do, I see them with a basket in their hands, and the basket is full of money, and on the front of the basket, there is the number of the amount of money that I want them to purchase with me, whatever product I want them to buy, right? And I see them with smiles. They're excited. It's like, when someone is standing in line for their favorite rock concert and they're like, oh man, they pregame, they're stoked. They're like, yes, they're so pumped. That's what's going on in the line of people who are walking up the red carpet to you and gleefully saying, thank you so much. I am so excited you're in my life. Here's my money. If you do that visualization every day and every morning when you walk into the office, turn on the lighthouse and just get it going, you are going to see a change in what you draw in. But you got to be real clear on who is your perfect client. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the universe doesn't know what to bring you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have some soul searching to do for that, for sure.
Yeah. So that's really good. Now, when I need a new client, I spend time with the vision of, the first time I had somebody say, okay, so when I promoted my biggest package, my highest price point thing, and they're like, awesome, can I pay you in full? Yes, you can. And when can we start today? Can you do a session today? Yes. Okay, that happened. And so what I do is I meditate on that regularly. And I have started to have, no more do I have people who say, I don't have the money. Right. I now am only attracting the people that say, when can I get started?
The funniest thing is I have the easiest sell in the universe. I never take any money from anybody. And running an investment firm it's the greatest thing ever. Because you're buying somebody who protects your money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? So that person takes, if you lack financial knowledge or wisdom or whatever, and you need somebody to have that for you and watch your money on your behalf every day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the guy, right? I'm the guy.
And that right there is tapping into the dream and the emotion, because and I want to give you feedback. That phrase that you said is to know that you've got somebody watching over your money all the time for you. You don't have to worry anymore. Give it to me. I got an emotional trigger when you said that, and Tam gave you a happy, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
The other thing is we don't use jargon. That's the biggest thing in our industry is jargon.
Yeah.
And I actually I tape recorded a conversation with somebody, and I said, okay, you and I you're my client, right? So we're going to just talk for an hour, and I just need to tape it for myself. And I had to sit there and transcribe it. And then I took a big red pen and started taking out all of the words I remember that person's eyes going like this, and then started to go back in their head, right?
Brilliant.
It was painful because we, as advisors, we spend all of our day trying to sound smart in front of our clients. And the client just after a while goes, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That is super valuable feedback for everybody. Yes. Thank you for sharing that.
And once that, but then it was hard for me because then I thought, well, as a solo practitioner, nobody's, beating my drum for me, right? Nobody's telling everybody how great I am.
Right.
So every word out of my mouth comes out to be something like, it's either underwhelming or hubris. Right? It's difficult to tell everybody how great you are without telling everybody how great you are.
Yeah.
I mean, if people knew, what advisors go through to get the training, come aboard to do this line of work, hopefully they'd be impressed, because people spend a lot of time and effort doing this stuff. But getting that across to somebody who's a complete layperson is tough.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Good. That's a really, really, that's a super valuable thing. And I always say to people, in the same thing, where did you get when you're talking about what you do? That's the thing to repeat. Now, the interesting thing is I, for years, marketed myself as a non-medication anxiety specialist because that is my gift. I can take somebody having panic disorder and fucking blow them into empowerment really fast. However, that wasn't like really who I wanted to be working with. I want to be working with people who want to take their success, be it personal or professional, to the next level. So the interesting thing is, of course, anytime I mention that I'm an anxiety specialist, that's where the latch is, right? That's what pulls them in. It's like, I'm a success coach. Oh, I'm an anxiety specialist. Oh, really? Right? So it's like, oh shit. I always have to say that I'm, so now I say I'm a brain coach for success acceleration. I lead with that, and anxiety transformation. And so people, they go, oh, okay, so she's going to help me with the anxiety that I have about getting to the next level of my success. I understand that. But some people just go, she's going to help me with my anxiety. And I help them with that.
So how do you help somebody with panic and anxiety disorder?
How do I help them? Mm-hmm. I have a lot of different tools that I use that are energy tools. So EFT, emotional freedom technique, which is the tapping thing you may have heard of, maybe not. Yeah. I do NeuroLinguistic Programming. I do a lot of work with guided meditation, which is it's a gift that I have. I'm able to, I've had people say to me, I've studied meditation with the masters all over the world, and what you do in a meditation is unlike anything I've ever experienced. I just have this gift. So I do a lot with that. I work with music that I channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of music.
When you say music that you channel, there's a jargon-esque term. What do you mean?
So what I do is because I'm an energy healer, I'm able to energetically connect into you energetically. And I just kind of like sit in silence, and I just have my keys on the, my hands on the keys, and music will start to come through me. I'm not in any way guiding it. And what's really cool is that each piece of music is totally unique to that person. Like I will be at the keyboard creating this music and going, God, I love this. Like I've never played anything like this before. And what happens for them is it's a frequency or, a music, how there's certain chords, like you have certain musicians that you love because the chords are just opening you up, right? They hit, like there's a certain place in a piece of music where it's just like, oh my God. Every time they hit that, I just go, wow, right? My energy field just opens up. I have the gift of creating a piece of music that you're like that the whole time. And then what I do is I create an overlay, a vocal overlay, not singing, just speaking, and sometimes it's subliminal, of creating a script that is programming in what they, who they need to become and what their dream is and what they want to manifest. And they got to, bye Tam, love you. Thanks for coming in. they're able to work with this every day, and it very quickly shifts them into their power. But by giving them tools that they can turn anxiety energy into excited, empowered energy. Because think about it, if you won the $1 million, the mega bucks, wouldn't you have a really intense energy in your body?
Very
Yeah. Have you ever had a panic attack?
I have.
Yep. Okay. So you know that panic attack is a really intense high energy frequency in your body, right?
Yes.
If you can rename that, boom, into something that is desired in your life, you can really quickly shift your brain from farting out cortisol to farting out serotonin and dopamine.
Right.
And it happens really fast. And it's just renaming and refocusing. And I remember being in a neuroscience conference, and I raised my hand and I said, hey, I do this thing where I do this. And the guy just looked at me and he was like, wow, that's freaking brilliant. Because you're taking the electrical impulse of anxiety and you're like literally leaping it onto another train track, a neuronal pathway, but you're using the intensity of that electrical charge to create an intense electrical charge for something joyful and big and good. And so a quick phrase is, when you feel anxiety coming into your body, what would be the desired state in that moment that you had? Like if you were thinking about money and you suddenly had a contraction and you went into fear around scarcity or whatever, a phrase would be, this is the energy of prosperity downloading into my body. I've been asking for prosperity and abundance forever. This is the energy of that downloading. My amygdala, any new energy coming into my body, my amygdala fires off as fight or flight, right? That's what the amygdala does. It's danger, danger, Will Robinson, run away. And it creates this squirt of cortisol, and then everything just unravels from there. If you can immediately rename it what you desire, what you want, and maybe this is the energy of being a magnet for love, whatever. That takes your energy field from fear and contraction into, oh, sight, awesome. This is that. It's only my amygdala that's confused and saying it's anxiety. It's actually this wonderful thing. And suddenly you embrace it, you open, and you're like, bring it on. And in that excitement, it changes what's biochemically happening in your brain. So there's a whole lot of different ways, tools. I'm all about 60-second tools that change you, from panicky to powerful. And the EFT tapping is definitely one. The NLP is one. Doing guided meditation, working with music, giving them little, it's like mind hacks. That is a mind hack, what I just told you. If you have fear. So for you, like, what's something that is kind of a chronic thing where you get that contraction and that icky feeling in your gut?
That's just me. It was so random. It started about 15 years ago when I was working 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, 3 years straight meditation in Silicon Valley. You just sort of, I blinked, and the next minute I'm in the ambulance gurney, my heart pumping out of my chest, and they're like, your EKG is normal. We don't know what's going wrong with you. And I'm like, I'm having a heart attack.
Don't you hate that?
That's what's wrong with me. I'm punching in the face if you say that again. I swear to God, I'll lose my mind. Put that. Where's my IV? You
are so articulating it. Yes, please tell me something's wrong with me.
Yeah, please tell me something. I am at the hospital. I mean, the doctor is looking at my chest, heaving like this, and it's not me breathing. My chest is visibly going like this. He says, your EKG is fine. I don't know what's wrong with you. Here's your cocktail of lidocaine,
Xanax or whatever. Yeah.
Lidocaine, Xanax, and Malox. Break this cement down and you'll be fine. And 20 minutes later, sure enough, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Right? And he goes, well, you have a mixture of what's that stuff you take omeprazole for? Acid reflux. You have extremely bad acid reflux, high stress. So you're probably panicking a lot.
The whole,
right? And it was very random. I think I just functioned at such a high level for so long that eventually, once your brain flips over and it doesn't want to do that anymore, I would be sitting at a restaurant, and then all of a sudden it would just come on.
Yeah. I used to be teaching piano lessons with, 8-year-olds having a great time, and all of a sudden I'd have a panic attack.
Right.
holy shit, I need to run out of this room right now. I'm dying, and it's like, oh, I'm having a panic attack. Isn't this totally fucked up? Because there's no reason for me to have one. No, your brain totally hijacks you. And it's like, oh, yes, I am diabolically in control of Command Central. Yeah, it's terrible. It's
terrible. It's the worst thing, one of the worst thing I've ever experienced is that kind of heartrending grief. But this is the second worst thing I've ever seen,
Yeah.
And so that was an interesting tip. Thank you.
Yes.
I need to lay off the caffeine for sure.
Yes. And so, are you still having panic attacks, or has it pulled back?
It's pulled back significantly.
Yeah.
I find that I've certainly dialed off the Valium and the Lorazepam. There was a time.
Lorazepam, good old Lorazepam. That's a friend of mine.
And Valium. So Valium at night, 10 milligrams at night to keep it through my system, and then for full onset emergencies, take Lorazepam.
Yeah.
And after a while, I just sort of dialed it all off, and then one day I just woke up and realized I have the least stressful life in the world. I work for a half an hour a day.
Mm-hmm.
What are you worried about? And I think permission was a big thing for me. Like, I was, finance advisor, finance analyst in Silicon Valley forever. Then I owned a mortgage firm and all this other stuff. But once I finally started this practice, I thought I hadn't really given myself permission to enjoy myself,
mm-hmm.
And it took about a year, of really just saying, you work a half an hour a day. If that's not good enough, you just either need to find more clients or
right.
become a rock musician or whatever that truly is to make you happy. But at some point, you just got to figure it out. You work a half an hour a day.
Yeah. Well, and
and then it's much better.
Yeah. And permission and forgiveness for all the judgment that for years you had about it, right? Before you
I had to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I grew up with probably the worst Asian tiger mom. 4'8", 100 pounds.
Tiger mom, I love it.
I'm glad you're still recording because this is the funniest case of child abuse you'll ever hear in your life. 4'8", 100 pounds, right?
I'm going to go in and change the name of the blab.
I've never been big. I've never not been bigger than this woman, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. She had like Incredible Hulk syndrome. She thought she was Lou Ferrigno, right? If it wasn't nailed down in my home, like this office, this cabinet, right? So she would pick that up and throw it at me. I mean, I remember watching Mommy Dearest as a child, and I'm like, Mom, see? And she goes, what? That's weak sauce parenting. That's horrible. So when you have that kind of pressure growing up, you continue that into adulthood, right?
Yes.
Why am I working that hard? Work smart, use your brain. So, it was funny, but now she's like, you're so lazy. You used to be so hardworking. And I'm like, Mom, that's why we have computers. I'm mounting, like, just to give you an idea, just for fun. There's one, there's two, there's another one there, and there'll be a third one over here. Those are 50-inch 4K monitors, monitor mounts. So I'm mounting 3 4K TVs, 50 inches, right?
Yeah.
That's like each 50-inch TV is 4 22-inch 1080p screens, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have 12 22-inch 1080p screens here, looking at markets.
Oh, you're creating your own Wall Street.
Yeah, basically. Right?
Wow, that's cool.
Because I do everything soup to nuts. So, if you're a $50,000, family of 3 autistic kids client, right, all the way up to 10 million and up,
right,
and anywhere in between. I have Robinhood clients and I have bigger clients, right? Those are the bigger clients. That's my bread and butter. But I like helping smaller families wondering how am I going to, I make $60,000 a year. There's 4 of us. How am I going to put my kids through college, right? Where do I save for that?
Yeah.
And it took me a while to figure that out. And I said, it's your food costs. They said, what do you mean? I said, you shop at Walmart, right? And I said, they're like, well, that's the cheapest place you can buy stuff. I said, no, it isn't, right? Absolutely not, And you take them through that. Here's the biggest test. Bambi, what's your favorite food?
What's my favorite food? Oh God, that's one of the hardest questions for me to say because I just love food, but I love
Right.
eating out.
What's your go-to food that you have to have every single day? I don't care if it's milk, bread, cheese, pick your topic. I mean, it doesn't matter.
That I have to have every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's my healthy chocolate.
Your healthy chocolate.
Yeah.
You're a delicate.
I have another business, healthy chocolate. Yeah, it's a high antioxidant thing. Honestly, like I have to have that every day.
You have to have that every day.
It's my wellness system. Yeah.
So, would you mind naming the brand?
Yeah, it's Xocai healthy chocolate.
Xocai healthy chocolate. Right?
Xocai, I hear already.
How often do you buy it?
Every month. It's a network marketing thing, and it's my, it's one of my side businesses. But I have it every month. But I buy it more than a month.
Okay, so this is a bad example. This is I make a drink that uses Coca-Cola and espresso.
Yeah.
Instant coffee, but
what? Yeah. Wait, whoa, backtrack here. Oh, holy shit! Wait a minute. You're doing a Coke plus powdered?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That's a whole other story. Okay.
Yourself. Oh my God.
Whole other story. No, but here's the thing. It's aspartame free. That's the cool part. But all right, so I have a love affair with coffee. Okay.
You do not. If you're drinking powdered coffee, are you shitting me? You're not a connoisseur.
No. Let me finish the story. Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, $80 a pound retail.
Yeah.
Right? I said, if my mother ever found out that I was paying $80 a pound for anything besides gold,
yeah,
she'd
kill you. Yeah.
So I went online and I happened to find a wholesale coffee broker on eBay, right? So I bought non-roasted Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, right?
Yeah.
By the bushel.
Okay.
And so I buy 6, 7, 8 bushels a year, right? And it costs me about $600, $700, right? And I have coffee for a year for $700. That's, what is that, $60 a month, right? So, but instead of 1 pound, that's like 12 pounds a month. So I will never run out of coffee for $720 a year, right? Now I love beef. I buy a year's worth of beef at a time. But what that does is, if the smallest, the least quality cut I buy is London broil. Okay, London broil, sirloin, ribeye, whatever. Right? I end up buying it on average $3 a pound.
That's really good.
Yeah, which is better than 80-20 ground beef. For most people, I buy 80-20 ground beef at $249 a pound. Because I buy it in 400-pound increments. Yeah. Right. And then I amortize it over a year, vacuum seal, freeze, save, right? Oh. And so because I buy all of the major staples like Coca-Cola, I buy a pallet of Coke a year.
Yeah.
No wonder I have panic and anxiety attacks, right? all that stuff. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think, right. So, I buy a pallet of Coke a year, and I think it costs me like $200, $200-$300 maybe. It depends on, the time of the year I buy it. But think about that for a minute. That saves, for an average family of 4, if you buy just in bulk,
yeah,
the wholesale vendor, it saves about $4,000 a year for a family of 4. If you buy all of your major food staples, right, and the only thing you buy is fresh vegetables or organic or whatever, or dairy.
Yeah.
You'll save about $400 a month.
Wow, right? That's cool. That's good.
That's
a good tip. Excellent. Thank you for that. All right. So I'm looking at the time. We got to roll and rock. Hey, thank you so much, Mycroft. And so why don't you type in your website down there?
Oh, I actually can't do that for, what do you
call it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to.
I give free advice on Blab.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yes. So, all right, I'm going to wrap up because I'm probably going to edit some stuff out here before I put this up on YouTube. But so I am Bambi Thompson, and hang on, I actually practiced this. I cut and pasted my notes of links, so I didn't have to type them in. All right, so let's see. All right, so if people want to grab my free Anxiety Breakthrough Jumpstart Kit, they can grab it there. and you can really blow away your sabotage, and you'll get some great tools, mindset shifters and also energy shifters that are very, very helpful there. And then there's also, if you are interested in just checking out my social media, I'm all over the place and got a lot of stuff going on, got a lot of great YouTubes. Go to my website and just check out the YouTubes and whatnot. You should go and check out my music because it's pretty cool music. But
okay.
Anyway. All right. Well, hey, it was great to talk to you, Mycroft. Thank you so much.
Good thing.
Are you doing your own blabs?
I am, but variety of topics, mostly just social stuff. I don't do anything business on Blab yet because of the regulatory issue.
Yes, your hands are kind of tied. Well, I have to tell you that thank you for sharing your drink mixture, and best of luck with that. And I don't think I'll be trying that one, but
no, really, you must promise me you'll try it. I thought it would be horrible. There's a guy named Kali Muscle on YouTube, former convict turned bodybuilder, right? And he said, monster drinks are too expensive, Rockstar's too expensive. So this is my own version, and it's basically coffee without so much sweet.
Well, right? Wait, you said you were putting it in Coke.
Well, right, it's
I can't handle
Pepsi, but it's not quite as sweet as Coke now because it has that slightly burnt flavor of coffee.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. It's really good actually.
Well, okay, so here's an experiment. Why don't you put that in a jar and what do they say? What's the thing that they do with Coke where it's like you watch it?
Silverware in there. Or,
put a needle or a nail or something in there. Yeah, check it out.
No, it's not bad. It's not good for you. I get it. I get it. I totally get it.
If you want a nice high antioxidant healthy energy drink, go to Xocai Healthy Chocolate. No, actually go to CEO Chocolate. That's my website for the chocolate thing. And they've got a really great high antioxidant energy drink that turns your brain. Oh, actually, look at this. I have one right here. XE. It's XE. There's a promo and everything. Yeah, and it's all high antioxidants, but what it does is it really turns your brain on, but without caffeine. So anyway, there's my plug for the day. All right. Hey, great to chat with you. I have a new friend. Thank you so much. And, I really like the tip you gave. And, definitely check out my anxiety breakthrough jumpstart kit, because if you do deal with anxiety, it's going to give you a stoplight anchoring technique, which is a very cool way to take your energy from to and be really powerful and get you where you want to go. And try that Lighthouse technique because that's a cool one.
I will do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.